In the final months of a serious illness, families often spend thousands of dollars and countless exhausted hours trying to manage care at home, never knowing that a Medicare benefit would have covered almost all of it, sent skilled help to their door, and asked for very little in return. That benefit is hospice, and it's one of the most generous things Medicare does, and one of the most misunderstood. So, what does hospice actually cover? What does it ask you to give up in return? And why do so many families come to it far later than they wish they had? Today, gently and in plain English, I'll walk through it, because this is a decision no one should have to make while also reading fine print. Let's start with what hospice is. It's a form of care for someone whose illness is terminal, when a doctor certifies that if the illness runs its usual course, life expectancy is about 6 months or less. Hospice shifts the goal. It stops trying to cure the illness and turns fully toward comfort, managing pain, easing symptoms, and supporting both the person and the family through the time that remains. And here's what Medicare's hospice benefit brings, all of it aimed at comfort. Nursing care, doctor services, medicine to control pain and symptoms, medical equipment for the home, a hospital bed, oxygen, whatever's needed, a home health aide to help with bathing and daily care, a social worker, a chaplain if you'd like one, short-term respite care so an exhausted family caregiver can rest, and grief counseling for the family, which continues even after your loved one has passed. What does all of that cost? Almost nothing. There's no charge for the hospice care itself. You might pay up to $5 for a prescription to control symptoms, and a small share, 5%, for short-term respite care. For a benefit this complete, the out-of-pocket cost is remarkably close to zero. Now the part that has to be said plainly, because it's the trade at the center of the decision. When you elect hospice, you agree to stop curative treatment for the terminal illness. So if the diagnosis is an advanced cancer, you're choosing to stop chemotherapy aimed at beating it, and to focus instead on living as comfortably as possible. That is the what stops. It's a profound choice, and it belongs entirely to the patient and the family. But two things soften that trade, and most people don't know them. First, Medicare still covers treatment for any condition unrelated to your terminal illness. Hospice doesn't end the rest of your health care. And second, this is not a locked door. If your condition improves, or you simply change your mind and want to pursue treatment again, you can leave hospice at any time and return later if you choose. You are never trapped by the decision. So if it's this supportive and this affordable, why do families so often arrive at hospice only in the final days? Follow it gently, because the reasons are human. Part of it is the word itself. Hospice sounds like giving up, when in practice, it's a shift toward comfort and dignity, often with more hands-on help than a family had before. Part of it is timing. A doctor may hesitate to raise it, a family may not want to ask, and so a benefit meant to support months of life gets used for only a handful of days, and the family misses most of the comfort it was designed to give. Have you had a loved one on hospice and wished, looking back, that it had started sooner? If you're comfortable, share it in the comments. Those honest stories help other families more than any explanation I can give. So here's the gentle, practical guidance. If you or someone you love is facing a terminal illness, you're allowed to ask about hospice. You don't have to wait for a doctor to raise it. Ask, would hospice be appropriate now, and what would it bring us? Understand that it means shifting from cure to comfort, that it costs almost nothing, that unrelated care continues, and that you can leave at any time. Knowing all of that ahead of time means the choice can be made calmly, together, rather than in a crisis. And for unhurried, no-pressure help understanding the benefit, your state health insurance assistance program, your SHIP counselors, and Medicare at 1-800-MEDICARE can walk you through it, with nothing to sell. Because hospice isn't the moment you stop fighting for someone. Very often, it's the moment you finally get help caring for them, with comfort, with dignity, and with the whole family supported. The only real regret families tend to voice is that they didn't know sooner. If this helped make a hard subject a little clearer, subscribe. We cover the parts of Medicare no one explains until you're standing in them. Next, we turn to something lighter, a Medigap plan almost nobody understands, and who it quietly saves money. This is general information, not medical or financial advice, and we are not affiliated with Medicare. Always check your own situation. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.